Hi, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your December 2026. There we go, December 26, 2023 full moon reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and it gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm. So, thank you so very much for doing so. So, we're crowned by the we're crowned by the Queen of Cups. We then have the Three of Swords reversed, which is beautiful. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. We then have the Three of Swords reverse, of the Three of Wands reverse. The repeat of the number 3 here is divinity is with us. We have the the Queen of Wands reversed, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The cup sign energy is the Queen of Cups is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. We have strong Virgo energy coming through, so we're showing up for ourselves, which is absolutely beautiful. We then have the Queen of Pentacles reversed, so just be mindful that innately we're very much tuned in to ourselves and our goals and where we need to be. But the Queen of Pentacles reversed also means that we can kind of get caught up in pettiness of things. So just be mindful about that. We then have the Six of Cups reversed, which means that we're rather nostalgic. We're going to look at things and kind of think, oh, it was better once upon a time type of deal. And we have to stop doing that to ourselves. Things can be remembered much more beautifully than they actually were, or we didn't see the full picture. So here, just be mindful about that, especially during the holiday season where we can become very nostalgic, just be aware. Yeah. So with the Queen of Cups crowning us, we have a strong connection with water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. If we have water sign energy in our natal chart, this part of our personality is going to come out quite powerfully. And we're going to see it as grounding and caring and compassionate. We're moving forward in love. This full moon is also in Cancer. It's at 4 degrees, 58 minutes of Cancer. And that's a water sign energy. So we're going to feel very comfortable in this moon. And that's very important for us. Now, with the Queen of Wands reversed and the Queen of Pentacles, just be mindful. We can find things in our waking world to just be a little bit more difficult. We're not connecting with the sacred feminine aspect of ourselves. And that's important with a Cancer full moon or a Cancer moon at all, because Cancer is a very kind of quote unquote feminine energy sign, and the moon is quote unquote very feminine energy. And so we're going to see that energy coming forward with us. And there's going to be a sense of, how do I take this in? Is compassion and love and caring and kind of slowing things down, really giving our heart to all of things, to all the things that we're doing right now. Is that considered powerful? Is that considered prosperous? Is that considered I'm on the right path? And we can think, no, like I need to see my success much more kind of like, dollar sign oriented. So just be mindful about that. We might not be seeing our successes dollar sign oriented during this time, but they will be love oriented. And that's going to be a very big deal. It's going to be very powerful for us. We're letting go of a lot of hurts and pains that have held us back in the past. We are also looking at things at different pathways forward, and we're kind of seeing ourselves pull back a little bit. And we can think, oh no, this is wrong, right? I'm not heading in the direction that I had thought, or I'm not hearing, anything, or it feels like I'm paused, right? That's definitely what I'm seeing here. A big pause button coming down on this card. And it doesn't mean that it's good or bad. What it means right now is I have to stand in me. I have to stand in me and see how I need to move forward. The Queen of Wands, we can have a bit of a temper during this time. So Queen of Wands reversed, just be mindful about that. The Hermit, that's us in the major arcana. So the very essence of ourselves is coming forward powerfully and beautifully. We're seeing ourselves. We're standing up for ourselves. We're knowing our voice. We're saying, this is where I want to be. This is what's important to me. This is what I desire for myself. But we're also turning inward. Virgo, we always think, not always. Always is an extreme word. But there is a feeling I have to be out there more. We get told that a lot, especially when we're little, like you're a little bit too quiet, get out there, go play, go do this, go do that. Our parents can push us, teachers can push us, whatever. Or we can see on TV, oh, everybody is like this. This is how I should be. We're a lot more quiet. When the Hermit is your card, in the major arcana, you introspect, you turn in, you need that grounding, stabilizing aspect of you. And if you don't have that, if you're filling up with too much noise and too much chaos and too much everything, you lose sight of you. So Spirit is saying here, hey, don't feel ashamed at all, ever, to turn inward, to say, I need to connect with me. I need to slow things down. I need to look at what I want. I need to look at where I'm headed, because the Queen of Pentacles reversed, we can be tripping up over, am I planting the right seeds, right? Am I moving forward the right way? We get very caught up in the things that we should be doing, that people say, okay, this is how you progress. This is how you move forward. This is what success looks like. These are the jobs that you do. This is the way that you move. And it's like, okay, that's good for some people. It's not necessarily good for me. And we have to think outside of the box. And what's going to help us is to really connect with ourselves. And don't romanticize the past too much, because it will make going forward in the present always seem just a little bit dim. I always think, okay, so I don't like watching things that have that sepia film on them. You know, when you're watching a TV show or a movie and it has that muted color, I don't like that because it makes me think of depression. Right? And that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to harken back to an old time, or, you know, just kind of make you a little bit more sad or play with the mood of things. Here, I see that. That would be our day to day. If we always look at the past and we see it brighter, right? The saturation is really turned up. And our present, then the saturation gets turned down because it's not filtered by memory yet. So just be mindful about this during this time. It's going to be really important to, you know, sit there and say, I'm doing my very best, right? I'm moving forward with as much love and compassion as I possibly can for myself and for the world. So let's see. And that does not mean, Virgo, you take on everybody else's burdens. We can have a bit of trouble with fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, if we have that in our chart, and earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We have that in our chart. Of course, we do have Virgo in our chart, but this is a sense of we can trip up over the little things. The bigger things, we got that. Like, that's okay. It's the smaller things that can trip us up during this time. So let's see what Spirit has to say. And if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a snowman in the comment box below, and a person will be chosen at random and announced in a separate video on the 1st of January. Do not be scammed by anybody contacting you pretending to be me. It will not be me. Keep your eyes open for that video. And if you're interested in purchasing a reading, a meditation, or a healing, check out my website, daneharttarot.com. It's linked in the description box below. So let's see what the cards have to say. All right, here we have blissful. Fill yourself with bliss. Let it be your joy. Again, we look at things and we kind of think, oh, that's what joy is supposed to be, right? We see it on TV, we read it in books, and we think, oh, that's how you're supposed to get joy. Like, that's where bliss is supposed to be. Fill it up with your bliss, with your joy, with your happiness. It's going to be different for you. And let yourself fully step into being you. That's going to be important. It's not anybody else. It's being you. And this is going to be a time, and this is a year, 2024, is I know who I am here. It really is. It starts with this moon. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Our chakra energy, I love this, is the I am presence. Couldn't make this up. This is the I am presence reversed. So what this is asking you, who are you, right? The I am what? Now, this is the crown chakra. This is the energy that crowns us, that moves us forward as kings, queens, you know, rulers of our own existence. I am prosperous, successful, bountiful. I am never good enough, always striving, never achieving. I am a hustler. I always have to keep on going. I have to have 18 million different things going, and I don't get time to sleep. I don't get time to take care of me. What is your I am presence? Is it a gift to you? Or is it something that you would absolutely return instantaneously if you got it? So just be mindful about this. How are you crowning yourself? And literally envision yourself having a box before you, opening it up, and taking out a crown and putting it on your head. Envision your power. Envision your beauty. What does that crown look like to you? You know, is it delicate and more serene? You know, is it elaborate? It says a lot about what our psyche is looking for. So spend a moment, you know, pause this video if you want to, and spend a moment in meditation on what would my crown look like if I was placing a crown on my head. So what does my life look like? What is the world that I want to build around me? We are never too old to start creating the reality that we want. And that is something that we have to understand. We tend to give up on ourselves. We tend to think past the age of like 20 something. It's like, oh, well, this is it. This is life. And it's like, okay, but we are constantly growing, constantly creating, constantly re-evolving. And it's time to embrace that, just openly and honestly. It moves us then to our energy to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. Okay, so this is the Hierophant. This is Taurus energy. So we could have to be mindful about Tauruses during this time, but this is also a sense of feeling like I'm just hearing a cog in the machine, right? You're part of this bigger picture. You're part of this bigger thing that you're working towards. You have to fit in this mold. You're going to see during this time here, Virgo, you don't really fit into a mold, and that's okay. So we're crowned with the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is Cancer energy, right? Coming through. We have the Cancer again at 4 degrees, 58 minutes of Cancer. The full moon is at 4 degrees, 58 minutes of Cancer. And the sun is at 4 degrees, 58 minutes of Capricorn. These are sister signs. They bring out the best in each other. They bring out the worst in each other. Now, we do have the Capricorn energy reversed here. So we can find that nighttime. And if you're in the northern hemisphere, when the days are longer than the nights, when the nights are longer than the days, there we go. Just flip that. There it is. We can find that this time is kind of good for us. When the moon is up, we feel more in our power. Now, if we're in the southern hemisphere, we can find this to be a little bit frustrating because when the sun is up, we feel agitated, a little bit like kind of tight in our own skins if we're trying to be what we're not supposed to be, if we're playing by rules that don't abide by us. So just be mindful about this. This isn't saying, embrace anarchy, don't uphold your responsibilities. No, this is saying, what is the essence of what you love? And that's going to come out more at night for every single one of us than it is going to come through during the day. Now, this is the third full moon in a series of 6 full moons that bring a strong sense of completion, a strong sense of like, oh, I've learned something. I see it. I've come to an epiphany of sorts. Now, the moon rules Cancer. So again, it feels very cozy, very at home here. And the energy coming forward is that of sensitivity, sympathy, very empathetic energy. It's cozy. It's like a warm blanket around us, and it's caring, it's nurturing. But one thing to remember with a Cancer full moon is that we need to nurture ourselves as much as we need to be nurtured by others. Okay? Or we need to nurture others. We need to feel nurtured as well as we need to nurture. So just know that during this time. And if we don't have anybody who nurtures us, we need to take that time. Self-care is going to be really important. If we don't have it, we feel it, and we very much rebel against it. So just know that if we don't have it, we can have a bad temper, right? We can feel very fiery, very kind of chaotic, and we can feel like we're not able to achieve, to perform in the world and to the best of our ability. So just being aware of that is going to be super important. All right. The moon rules our emotional security, and in Capricorn, it just is very much at home there. And the sun rules our financial security. And well, in Cancer, it's very much at home there, right? With the moon, there we go. And with the sun in Capricorn, it's very much at home in that financial security. So just be aware of that. There are 3 powerful sextiles during this time. We have the sun sextile Saturn in Pisces, we have Saturn sextile Jupiter in Taurus, and we have Jupiter sextile the full moon in Cancer. And so these bring up new opportunities. We can just feel it. New opportunities are coming our way, which makes the sense of like the pause button really super frustrating. It makes it like, are you kidding me? I'm not moving forward the way that I want to right now. And we can really feel like I'm giving up, right? I'm giving up. I'm just going to go back and do things the way that I had done things before because we have that sense of nostalgia. Everything's going to be looking better when we look at the past. So just be mindful about that. It's not better. The past wasn't necessarily better. For some of us, we might say, oh no, Dane, it was, and totally get that. But for a lot of us, we're remembering things interestingly. Okay. So just be mindful about this during this time. Okay. So also what we're going to see here with these sextiles, that we're moving towards something and we're going to see something coming forward that has the potential to change our lives. There's a pause here. So we feel like something big is going to be happening. And that's also why we have the Queen of Wands reverse and the Queen of Pentacles reverse, where we can feel frustrated. I know there's supposed to be a big change. I've planted these seeds. Why aren't they growing the way that I thought they would? Be mindful. It's on pause. We feel it. We're releasing a lot of negativity with the 3 of Swords reverse, a lot of negativity, hurt, pain, disappointment that had defined us for too long. It had become almost our identity, that pain, that hurt. There's going to be a time here where expansion and caution come together. They need to find a beautiful dance. We want to expand, we want to become, we want to move forward, but we need to be cautious and we need to slow down. And we can either go right towards expansion and then right towards, caution, but it feels like extremes here. We're going back and forth between them. And Spirit's like, no, they have to balance each other during this time. The sun is trine Jupiter, which is expanding vision. It's higher consciousness. It's a real sense of tuning in. We see that when we turn inward, Virgo. We're going to want to turn outward. We're going to want to connect and do and go and see and become, because it almost feels like somebody told us out there is where you're going to find you. And I'm just hearing, it's almost like a whisper on the wind where we're hearing out there, you're going to find you. And Spirit is saying here, inside, that's where you live. Like, that's where you're going to find you. That's your home. That's your place. Now, Capricorn is conjunct one of the 4 royal stars of Persia. And this is Fomalhaut. Now, we talked about this before. It's just powerful and beautiful energy coming forward. Fomalhaut is linked to the Archangel Gabriel. And the Archangel Gabriel is a mouthpiece for God. That is it. He is God's messenger, the universe's messenger. So we have the spiritual teaching, the spiritual messenger coming forward. Now, a fixed star moves 1 degree every 72 years. So this energy is with us for quite a long time. Now, on the flip side, with Fomalhaut, in Persian tradition, this is also linked to serpents and dragons, which we can think is super cool. That's about, evolving and strength and power. No. In Persian tradition, these are demons. So we have the Archangel Gabriel, the mouthpiece of God, coming forward, and then we have the demons coming forward as well. Now, whether you believe in demons or not, that's up for debate. But we have here powerful energy connecting us with universal, power, understanding, beauty, truth. And then we have the darkness, the lower energy vibration trying to pull us down. So just be mindful about this. And that sense that it's always going to be better somewhere else, or it was always better once upon a time. We have to be mindful about that, because that can steal us from our joy, from our happiness, from the release of hurt and pain and disappointment, and have us be in this place where I don't feel like I can walk in this waking world with power and confidence. So just be mindful about this during this time. Jupiter is at 5 degrees of Taurus, so we are taking another step forward towards our financial future. And that's going to be a good thing. That's a powerful thing. The North Lunar Node is in Aries, and it will be in Aries from now until for all of 2024. And what this brings is, it has us becoming strong. And I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking, Virgo, because I was thinking this. I was like, I don't want to be any stronger. Thank you very much. I've been through enough. And so that energy comes forward, but what's coming forward is coming forward. It's written in the stars, right? And so with the North Lunar Node staying in Aries and for all of 2024, we have this energy of becoming strong, of resilience, of more self-sufficient, of breaking new ground in ourselves. And there's a real sense here of stepping into the power of I know who I am. And that's strength. And you're going to know who you are more and more, Virgo. You have yourself coming through in the major arcana with the Hermit coming through. I know who I am. If you crown that with love, if you embrace your heart, if you say, I like marinate me in love, meditate on love 5 minutes before you go to sleep. A minute before you go to sleep. If you have to start off with 30 seconds with just kind of chanting love in your head, and then build up to 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and so on and so forth, do so. Because you know who you are during this time. And I'm stepping into my power. I'm stepping into my grace. Okay? And what's very interesting is with this, we have Chiron stationary. And Chiron, wherever Chiron shows up in our natal chart, that's our original wound. Okay? Think of Achilles being dipped in the river Styx, held by his ankle, his Achilles tendon, right? The one weak spot he had. And so, the Achilles tendon is, of course, named after him. It was his one weak spot. And it's what brought him down. We will have that one weak spot, our original wound, that all other wounds are built off of. And this is a time where we are meant to turn that wound into leadership, into power, into strength, not just during this full moon, but that's what we're meant to do with our whole entire lives. We're meant to take that original wound and say, it is not defining me, it is not holding me back, and it's not keeping me stuck anymore. I see it, I know it, I name it, I understand it. Maybe not fully, but I understand it. And now I'm moving me forward. The sun is conjunct the dwarf planet Ixon, and this is at 4 degrees of Capricorn. Now, Ixon wants us to develop our authenticity, to follow our bliss, and we have blissful right here, to fill our hearts and our souls. Now, this is helping us find joy in simplicity. Ixion is very much the sense of, can you simplify it? Can we simplify our lives? Can we simplify ourselves? Can we take out the chaos and bring in the grounding? Ixion is also asking us, Are the rules that we are playing by, right for us? And that's not saying, social, rules and laws and things like that. But are the rules that we're holding ourselves to right for us? The game that we're playing, is it right for us? Now, Mercury is squared Neptune. This is fantastic for artists. This is fantastic for all inspirational aspects of life and existence. Okay, it doesn't have to be just for artists, but this is the grit in the oyster. This is what makes the pearl. And to an oyster, that's worthless. That's an annoyance. A pearl is made when an oyster gets a bit of grit, a bit of sand, something like that in its mouth, and it covers it with oyster spit, right? And it keeps on covering it with oyster spit, and that's just what it does until it stops annoying it or until it's done. That's when we get a pearl. To an oyster, it's worthless. It's annoying. It's like, ugh, I don't like it. To us, it's priceless. So just know that during this time when we're creating something, we can see all our fingerprints. We can really be doubting ourselves. We can be looking at things, but it's creating something beautiful that somebody will look at and be like, wow. And think of all the things that you're going through that you're like, I'd rather not, right? I'd rather not be annoyed. I'd rather not be going through this. That's creating something beautiful in our lives. Mercury is squared Mars. Now, this is something we all need to be mindful of. We need to be mindful of our words. We need to take a break, take a beat, step back, breathe before we respond. Everybody needs to do this. We can also be very, biting with our words during this time. So just be mindful about this. But we can also be astoundingly witty. We can be sharp-minded, and we can be really, really, really enthusiastic. So that's kind of the trade-off. So just be mindful, because we can have ourselves be a little bit sharp-cornered during this time. Pluto is squared the South Lunar Node. And this is for all of 2023. This has been. And this was a time where we were told, do you choose love or do you choose fear? Or we were asked, do you choose love or do you choose fear? Do you choose victim or do you choose victor? And we're going to see the energy that we have been marinating in this year really coming forward for the rest of 2024, for the rest of this year, which isn't that long, and for all of 2024. So let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh, okay. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Interesting, very strong Taurus energy coming through, both in the upright position. So the moon with Taurus energy is quite positive, even though we have the warning around the Taurus energy here in our energy to be mindful of. This is also a time period of April 20th to May 20th. So just being aware of that. We are crowned by the path, and by your dreams need a practical plan. And as we're embracing our heart, the Queen of Cups, what we love, what we desire, we are really sitting there and saying our dreams need a practical plan. We are finding our path to maybe not be the most practical. I mean, that's a portal up in the sky by a rickety, ladder. That's not practical at all. And so we can look at our path, we can look at things and can feel the calling of our heart and be thinking, is this aligning with the practicality that I need, right? Is walking this ladder, is taking this risk, is moving forward, aligning with what is right for me. And so we're going to see things kind of coming together in a very different way. The path is going to be unexpected, okay? But our dreams do need a practical plan. We do have to be practical about things. But do be aware, Virgo, your path is going to be unexpected, and it's going to lead you on what feels like it's like walking a crickety ladder. It's like be cautious, be aware, be alert. It's going to lead you on a path that you hadn't thought you'd be walking. It's almost like I thought things would be a lot more grounded, a lot more simple, a lot more practical than they're going to be. So just be aware of that. I don't know why that comes through. And again, this isn't, quit your job, join the circus, unless you're trained and you've always wanted to do that. But this is a very much a sense of don't think you know everything, because you're going to be surprised. Boundaries are reversed, so just be aware of that we need to have clear boundaries, especially as we're releasing hurts, pains, and disappointments. And our confidence is our key to success. Not arrogance, that's different, but confidence. Embracing our strength of soul, but the strength comes through kindness. It's not that brute force strength that everybody in our world tends to think, oh, that's right. That's strength, that's power. It's like, no, that's being a bully. We have the realization and balance spirituality and practicality. There's a realization here that we are the key, right? That we hold that power. I am the key. Say that to yourself. I am the key. I am in the driver's seat of my life and existence. Balance the spiritual and the practical. Taking your world and holding it into yourself and saying, okay, I need the practical world, right? I need the waking world, but I also need the spiritual world. And I need to balance the spiritual, the practical to move forward inside of me. It brings us then to conclusions are within reach, and that's reversed. It doesn't seem that way. We are becoming wiser. It's wisdom. We are becoming wiser. But here's the thing with wisdom. Wisdom is well fought for. Okay? It's earned over time. We're not born wise. Some people may be a little bit wiser than others, yes, but wisdom is something that is acquired over time. So being aware of that is going to be super important. The conclusions aren't within reach right now. It feels like they're far away, and that's something we can be angry about. We're supposed to be moving forward in a certain direction. It's supposed to be this way or that way. And Spirit is saying here, embrace your heart, embrace your wisdom, slow it down. You're learning. We are always learning. It doesn't matter our age. We tend to think, oh, if I'm this number, it means I should be this wise. It's like, slow it down. Some people will never be wise. And we all know those type of people. We then have prosperity lies ahead, and the masculine is reversed. Embracing the sacred masculine as we turn within ourselves. And we can do the simple meditation of chanting sacred masculine, and seeing what energy comes up for us. And then chanting sacred feminine, and seeing what energy comes up for us. What balances us, what harmonizes us, what's there and what isn't. So it's going to be powerful here when we're looking at things. It's like, where am I out of balance with the sacred masculine? What does that mean to me? It's not power and force. It's stepping into ourselves. And it's knowing what needs to be done and how to do it. Prosperity does lie ahead. It's in balance of the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine. Because we have 2 queens reversed in our reading, and we do have 1 queen in the upright position, we are also a bit out of balance with the sacred feminine. So our energy is kind of all over the place. We need to harmonize it. We need to harmonize ourselves. That's going to be very important for this time. It brings us then to a time to give rather than take. And this is the new moon in Virgo. It's Virgo energy coming forward. And it's peace. It's a time to give rather than take. We're taking on too much. We're looking at things and saying it has to be perfect. We're taking on the powerful, crippling energy of perfection, of ego. And now it's time to give. It's time to say, okay, this is what I'm giving forward. This is how I want to expand my life. Like, this is what I'm doing. And we do it in peace. And it sounds silly to say, but it's like I'm letting go of expectations and I'm just moving forward in peace. Yes, we need to keep our lights on. Yes, we need to pay our bills. Okay, those things are important. So we're serious about that. But do not put everything on your shoulders and think, okay, I have to make this elaborate plan. Keep it simple. This is going to be a time, and we're going to see this throughout all of 2024. Keeping it simple is going to be one of the best things that we can possibly do. It brings us then to look at the bigger picture, okay? Because we can get caught up in the past. The past is done. It's a country we can never visit again. Attraction. Look at the big picture and look at the energy you want to attract into your life and into yourself. What are you focusing on? Because that's what's going to come forward, whether it's positive or whether it's negative. We can make our heart break or we can make our joys. And this is going to be a time where we really start to realize that. Our subconscious spirit message is magical reversed. We're starting to doubt the magic within ourselves, within this world. And Spirit's like, no, reconnect. Virgo, you need the magic. As much as you are practical, as much as you are down to earth, you need the magic. Don't forget it. Our subconscious chakra energy is forgiveness. It's the heart chakra. Now, it's reversed. So it is hard for us to forgive during this time. Okay, it's people who have upset us, but it's hard to forgive ourselves. We hold mistakes very harshly. We look at ourselves and we look at mistakes, hurts, pains, disappointments. We look at them very harshly. We're looking at ourselves very harshly. So do be mindful about this. Our subconscious, and do be mindful to work with the heart chakra, to open up with love and forgiveness. And like, I'm learning. I'm here on this earth to learn. If we knew everything, we wouldn't be here. And that's just the way it is. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is the minor arcana marriage card, so do be kind of aware about this. So don't rush into anything, is what I'm saying. Well, what Spirit is saying. But if you are in a relationship and you're saying, Dane, like, what the heck? This is saying here, look at what you're committed to. Okay? You're going to see those commitments changing, taking on a new meaning, taking on a new face. Like the way that you went into it is not the way that you're into it now. So this is with everything that needs a commitment from us. It can be work, it can be play, it can be home, it can be dreams, everything that we've devoted ourselves to. We're seeing it take on a different face and we're seeing us reacting to it in a different way. So just be aware of that. Our subconscious tarot message is a Chariot, Cancer energy. We're in a Cancer moon, so this is beautiful. We're taking the reins of things. Also, we have Cancer energy in our chart coming through very, very powerfully, or in our lives. We're going to see ourselves taking the reins, going after what we love. We're not here for emotional chaos. We're just not, and we're not going to show up for it. But we are moving forward in love, in passion, in completion, and in a grounding and an understanding. And that's going to be beautiful. It moves us then to our subconscious Luna message. Oh, I love it. The one that wanted to come up also was the "You're good enough," and that's the full moon in Virgo. So Virgo, you're very much advocating for yourself during this time. I am good enough. I'm here. I am good enough. And that is hard. I always saw this card as condescending when I first started reading it. It's like, no, you're always meant to achieve. You're always meant to succeed. You're always meant to keep on growing and building. And yeah, okay. But when will you ever be enough? I am enough where I stand right now, flaws and all. Even if I know this is not where I want to be, right? Even if I'm really frustrated, I'm still enough. And that's part of our I am presence. That's part of us crowning ourselves in glory and beauty. So just be aware of this. You're really claiming yourself during this time here, Virgo. It moves us to nothing is yet set in stone. Assessing is reversed. So we're not looking at the bigger picture. We tend to have a little bit of navel gazing going on. Like we're really kind of not looking out far enough. So just be mindful about this. Look at the bigger picture of things. Look at, the bigger picture. Take aim at things. And we see that here with the moon and the attraction. We're being told, with the Six of Cups reversed. Like we have a tendency to look at the past to keep things small, or to keep things like this is the way it has to be. And Spirit's like, no, open up the door. Look at the expanse of it all. Okay? Nothing is yet set in stone. It's not. We're going to think, oh my gosh, it's always going to be this way, or it has to be just like this or that. No, just because that is our limited knowledge does not mean it is the limited knowledge of the universe. It doesn't. All right, Virgo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time, of this full moon, and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Virgo. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless, and have a blessed moon and happy holidays. Bye.